Hi, everyone, and welcome to the first ever historic Friday debriefing. Yes, this is a completely new type of episode here, which was, which was inspired. It was inspired by my wife. She has found other content creators doing the same thing, where on Fridays you kind of go over, what's happened during this week and comment on some comments and things like that. And so I thought this is perfect. Let's do this right here. My wife, by the way, she's sitting right next to me. I've asked her if she wanted to join, but she didn't want to, but she's sitting right next to her. Anyway, I'm just trying to make her a little uncomfortable. Okay, so two things today. Firstly, Insomnia Insight number 40. This episode was on adrenaline rushes. And Kristen, who is famous on the channel, by the way, for having been banned from Reddit, but Kristen really brings up a really great question in the comments there, which she describes how this reporting on adrenaline rushes, in the article that we discussed in this episode, quite unhelpful. And she said, I feel sorry for the innocent readers of such an article, which to me, it's brought up this question of like the innocence part, which like the readers, of course, innocent. How about the reporter? They're really just reporting what they're told. So in a sense, you could say, are they innocent? Well, they probably are. How about the PhD that was overseeing this article? Well, they were probably just reporting what they're taught. So it's a tricky thing. It's really messy when it comes to so much misunderstanding out there. Now, another thing on this topic that came to mind was my wife saying that, why do we call this so many things? She is a pediatrician becoming a developmental pediatrician, and she brought up, like, in kind of in my world, we call it like the stress response, and we call it like anxiety attacks, we call it panic attack, we call it hyperarousal, we call it adrenaline rushes, but it's all the same thing. And it can be confusing for people to think like, oh, I used to have panic attacks, but now I have anxiety, but now I have adrenaline rushes. Oh no, but it's just all the same thing. And this made me ponder, because on this channel, as you guys know, I like to come up with, like, this is a speed bump, this is kind of the final hurdle, because on one hand, I think it's helpful when you see exactly what you're going through kind of described. But on the other hand, it can be confusing, because it can seem like, oh, all these different things are happening. No, it's all the same thing. It's all just fear. It's just all just boils down to that emotion. So curious to hear what you think about this. This is something that came up during this week. So that's kind of number one item of this Friday debriefing. Number two was a really special, really special moment, this one. So in Talking Insomnia, Sonia joined the channel, shared her story, amazing one, by the way. If you haven't checked out Talking Insomnia, please check it out. But in this episode, Sonia tells the story of how, when she was in the throes of insomnia, she asked her husband to go on Reddit and see and just find success stories. I only want to hear success stories, she said. He went on Reddit, and on Reddit there was this one guy who just said, you got to check out this book, you got to check out this channel, you got to go there. And this guy sort of convinced Sonia to check out our community here. And in this video, where Sonia is a guest here, she says, that guy really helped me. And I don't know who he is, but he's somewhere out there in the universe, and he made such a big difference in my life. Well, guess what happened? In the comment section of this video, Michael says, it was me. I was the one. I was the person on Reddit who, who really, talked so much about this channel and made this happen. So it was a really special moment when Sonia and Michael connected after kind of not knowing of each other. So that was some real magic and a real nice story to end this week on. I hope you'll have a wonderful weekend, and I'll keep doing this Friday debriefings to kind of summarize what's happened during the week. And that's it. That's it, folks. Be well, stay in touch, and hope to have you back soon.